Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 661 for the 16th of December. Let's start off with the Kherson Front. At the Kherson Front, there is no reports of fighting, except that there is Ukrainian reinforcement continue to be sent to Krinky as they continue to hold this bridgehead. So yeah, other than that, that's about it. Yeah, probably most likely there is still more bombardments and whatnot, but nothing significant was reported by any sides. We move on to over at the Zaporizhzhia Front. Over the Zaporizhzhia Front at the Orikhiv sector, there is a Ukrainian Mi-8 getting shot down over Orikhiv. This is reported by the Russian Defense Ministry. And so Mi-8 is a transport helicopter. It can also use to do some rocket attacks, but it's pretty weak as a helicopter. And the Russian forces continue their counteroffensive over to the western part of Novopavlovsk as well as towards Robotine. Ukrainian forces counterattack over at Robotine and towards Verbove. So currently this is the situation. I can zoom in a bit more. So the Russians are attacking in this direction towards the west of Novopavlovsk, towards Robotine. There are the Ukrainians counterattack also at Robotine as well as Verbove. So yeah, this is it. So we move on over from the Orikhiv sector. There's nothing over at the Velika Novosilka sector. No more information about fighting around the Priotne region. We move into the Donetsk Front. This is the Donetsk Front. At the Donetsk Front, fighting continues over at this axis, the Marinka Novomihailivka axis. So we didn't have any fighting reported at Krasnohorivka this time round. However, fighting continued to be reported in the Marinka region with Ukrainians counter-attacking at Marinka and Boyeda. Russians also attacked at Boyeda in the north of Novomihailivka. At Novomihailivka itself as well as the south of Novomihailivka. So situation continues to be on the Russian side. The momentum is on the Russian side. Ukrainians clearly they are counter-attacking to try to hold back, especially over in the Boyeda and Marinka region, with the Russian forces focusing on finishing the objective to conquer the entire Marinka, while the Russians are actually pushing towards Boyeda. The Ukrainian forces need to hold them back before this breakthrough becomes untenable. So we move on away from the Donetsk Front into the Avdiivka Front. So this is the Avdiivka Front. This is Avdiivka city. The Russian forces continue their Avdiivka offensive with the fighting reported south of Novokalinove, east of Novobakhmutivka, Stabove in the south of Avdiivka, Pervomaisky as well as Nevelsky. There is not much in terms of changes around all these things. The fighting is still ongoing. So that's it from the Avdiivka Front. We move on. There's nothing over the New York Front. We move into the Bakhmut Front. This is Bakhmut city, and this is the Bakhmut Front. At the Bakhmut Front, the Russian forces continue their assault to capture Klishchiivka and Andriivka. Ukrainian forces counterattack at Klishchiivka. So it's pretty much the same thing. Nothing new. Over at this southwestern part of Bakhmut city, the Russian forces continue to be pushing towards Ivanivsky. Ukrainian forces apparently is counter-attacking over at Ivanivsky region. I'm not sure if it's this direction towards the northeast or is it towards the eastern direction. So there is a geolocation by military summary. I suspect this actually is the same geolocation that I already mentioned before with Ukrainian forces around here. So I moved the front line to reflect this information. In the northern flank, the Russian forces continue their push over at the Bodenivka region. Other than that, I don't think we have anything else. Because it's a weekend, so information is is a lot more thinner, a lot more sparse. So this SITREP is definitely going to finish very, very soon. We move on. There is nothing. There's at the Siversk Front. The Ukrainian forces counter-attack or attack over in the Bilohorivka region. We don't have any other information about this. And we move on over at the Kreminna Front. This is Kreminna, and this is Kreminna Front. At the Kreminna Front, the Russian forces attack over in the Torsky region as well as within the Serebranski forestry. Ukrainian forces attack in the area of Kuzmine. The Russians also attack eastern part of Terny. So you can see generally the Russians are in the initiative as well in the Kreminna Front. Ukrainian forces are definitely still trying to hold back, especially if you consider they are attacking at Bilohorivka as well. So let's see how this goes. We move on further up north, nothing at Makiivka, and there's also not there's something over at Svatove Front. This Svatove city, at Svatove Front, the Ukrainian forces attack over at Novoselivsky. This is reported by the Russian Defense Ministry. They say that they repelled attack from the Ukrainians over at this location. We move into the Kupyansk Front. This is Kupyansk city, and this is Kupyansk Front. At the Kupyansk Front, the Russian forces did not attack over in the Ivanivka-Khyslivka region. After yesterday, I thought that they have in yesterday's report, we talked about the Russians attacking in this direction. They restarted. Apparently, they stopped again. At least I didn't see any reports talking about it. So the Russians continued though in the attack in Sinkivka. Ukrainian forces counterattack over at Sinkivka as well as in the Vyshana region. So it could be the case where the Russians are attacking, but it's just simply not reported by anyone. So, just take a pinch of salt about the lack of information about the fighting around this area here. So, that's it. A very short SITREP. This is the SITREP or summary for the day of 661 for the 16th of December. Do check out the... I have done a reaction video to the Austrian Armed Forces report about the failed counteroffensive by the Ukrainians. So it's around an hour long on the main channel. Do check it out. It's in the link. I put it over here, as well as, of course, also check out the DPA Open Mic that has just finished around 6 hours ago, I guess. So do check it out. We have many good conversations, particularly about the Ukraine war. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.